darkest venom, Titan's fist. And now, the darkest silence. Hello ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Going Umbral. Today, we are looking at the Lady of Sound, the Mistress of Shadows. We are looking at Banshee. Now, before we start, I was looking through Banshee's augments, and there is a lot of good ones. You have Fracturing Push, you have Soundquake, and I believe there was one for Silence as well, although I can't remember what it was. Anyway, this is Banshee Umbra. I must tell you guys, this build can lock down anything. It can be a nuke through the solar system. It can stun lock an entire room. But without bragging about it, let's get into it. So, this is a 4-former build. We have a dash, I believe a dash here, a D, and 2 dashes here. So for our mod setup, we are using corrosive projection to lower armor. Honestly, you don't really need an energy siphon with this build, because where Banshee is naturally squishy, you are going to take a lot of damage if you if you're taking damage to health. And Hunter's Adrenaline kind of helps you along with that. Not only is it increasing your own survivability by a negative 45%, because that damage is going to your energy, but as it says, you are getting energy. So that, coupled with 175% efficiency, means you can cast your abilities all day long. That and the Zeneric skill tree, which I use, means I very rarely run into any energy issues with Banshee. We have Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify, because, you know, what's an Umbral build without the Umbral mods? Umbral Intensify is just to counteract that of Overextended. While we're sitting at 85% power strength, you must know, at 85% power strength, even Resonating Quake can do damage. I have wiped out entire rooms, locked down areas in mobile defense, just by using Resonating Quake. Stretch for more range, so we can help achieve that 250% range. Fleeting Expertise, more efficiency, always good. Cunning Drift. With Banshee, you're going to be moving quite a lot. That is the one key thing you can do to stay alive. Move and silence. So Cunning Drift helps you move about while increasing your ability range. It's all good. Overextended for range, so it helps us hit that 250% range cap. Right. Streamline. This will couple well Fleeting Expertise, so you get the 175% efficiency, so your abilities are dirt cheap. And now for the crème de résistance of the build. We have Resonating Quake. Soundquake Augment. Foregoes channeling to create a shockwave that deals 20 times damage at the epicenter, gradually weakening as it expands out. So this essentially turns Soundquake from a channeling ability that you lose all your energy from to a one cast ability. You just need to pop this once and that's it, you create a massive shockwave. That, coupled with the range that we have, means Banshee can hit a lot of people and a lot of things. And the best part about this is, if you use Silence, which obviously because of our negative duration will have a short cooldown, and then cast Resonating Quake, everything near you that would be killing you is going to take 20 times damage. That is absurd. So let's just put this into perspective. If things are right near you, so you're doing 170 damage with the current build. That coupled by 20 is about 3,400. That is a ton and ton of damage. So, also, I would like to point out, you can tweak this build to have high range and high power strength, and you will literally nuke everything. I did try that out, but I preferred a bit more control in my Banshee. So anyway, the powers. Sonic Boom. Banshee emits a sonic shockwave that pushes targets in range with enough force to incapacitate or kill attackers. So, if a couple of enemies are rushing you, you can pop Sonic Boom and knock them back. And that, coupled with a good ranged weapon, for this build I'm going to be using the Phantasma, because, you know, Phantasma is magnifique.
Tenno, there's a time-limited mission available. Check navigation.
So Sonic Boom actually does have an augmentation called Fracturing Boom, or Fracturing Push, one of those two. Which basically, upon using Sonic Boom, you're stripping armor from armor targets. That, coupled with Corrosive Projection, means you can strip loads and loads of armor just by casting one ability. Sonar. Now this is one of the things I had to sacrifice with this build. I did want to try to put a bit of sonar play into it. However, because we had to go for negative duration, it does work. Like, we had 12 seconds. That's kind of respectable on it. But you're not going to get a lot of people. I did originally, when I started doing this, consider doing a sonar Banshee, which would basically me and Turtle casting sonar 3 times, getting loads of weak spots up, shooting them with a weapon, and then that will spread to other enemies. Silence. This is your panic button. When you're surrounded by high level targets and they're about to kill you, you can go boom, pop a silence, and they're all going to get stunned, giving you enough time to A, either use your resonating quake, or B, parkour out of the way. And if it runs out and you're in the same predicament, you can pop silence again, because by the time you land and get yourself in a position that is advantageous to you, silence will be off cooldown. Soundquake, our bread and butter of the build, with its augmentation, channeling all of her acoustic energy into the environment. Banshee unleashes can't speak, man. Banshee uses ultrasonic reverberations to violently shake the ground. With this, not only is your fast cast time for Soundquake quicker, but you get a much bigger range. And at 25 energy, that is a nuke you can use. It just works so perfectly. For those who haven't watched the Biggs' Arsenal, this is the build I'm using for the Phantasma.
Operator. Now get out there and cut down the...
Just your basic status build. Damage status. So, we are going to drop into Sanctuary Onslaught, and I'm going to show you how our Mistress of Sound performs. I must say, I am quite happy with how she performs. With this build, you get a lot of control with Banshee. And honestly, because of her pure squishiness, you need control. There have been many times when I've been leveling up, doing the form of a Banshee, Hey,
as possible.
trying to do something here.
In this chaos, the true nature of these creatures will be
When I was leveling up Banshee,
as
essentially
yours.
in Sanctuary Onslaught, you get the corpus text. One would be out of my distance that I didn't see, and he would mow me down in a heartbeat. But with silence, if I see a group in massing, I can pop a silence, and I know I can stun the entire area. Allow me to observe. See? All those guys got stunned. Now I can pop a soundquake. And if I need to, I can go for a sonar. As you can see, this gives me quite a lot of control. And this, coupled with a phantasma, which is a natural beast, allows me to take care of big groups. The best part about this build is you can use anything. Depending on your specific playstyle with Banshee, you can just switch out a few mods.
Come on.
Switch out a few mods and put whatever augment you want, and then you can use that build. But honestly, I can't see myself building for the other augmentations, just because the way this one's performing. Does it do a ton of damage? Not really. But what you get is not really a damage frame. A damage build, I mean. But you get one for versatility. One that can lock down an entire area. One that can take care of nuke solar system enemies. It just works together so well. And honestly, so Banshee, even on Xbox, I had a phase where I played Banshee for a while. It used to be me and my friends, we used to do... Oh, I can't remember what it was. I think it was Derelict Defense. Yeah, I think it was Derelict Defense. And we was trying to... It was basically an endurance run. And I'd either play Trinity or Banshee to help them out. As you see, zone 1 done. We're at 69 efficiency. Well, 70 efficiency now. 73, just by doing that one soundquake. And essentially, and even then, like, I know there are some pro Banshee players out there. I am not by far a pro Banshee player. If you guys don't know, my favourite frame is actually Saren. See, as you see, Sonic Boom can reach quite a long distance. And honestly, I am quite happy with how Banshee has turned out. Like, as you can see, I am totally controlling the entire zone of this Sanctuary Onslaught. Like, they can barely touch me. If you're not a keen Banshee player, I would suggest trying this. If you think Banshee's too squishy, with this build you've got a ton and ton of control. And it just feels good, man. Honestly, the only way you're gonna die is one, if you're surrounded by a bunch of corpus techs, or an enemy that can mow your health down quite fast. Or if you use a weapon that can self-harm. such as the Phantasma. Phantasma's Alt Fire, the Ogress. What was the other one? An Explosive Haiku. Basically anything that's going to self-harm you is going to work against you. And played properly, this build, well, needless to say, you can see me absolutely decimating this. Yeah. Basically, I think with this, I'm quite enjoying these Umbral builds. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. It's making me look at each Warframe in a whole new light.
A new data conduit is open. Our sound moves to a new zone.
Like, Atlas has gotten more playtime since doing his Umbral build than before when he had no build. And the one thing about Umbral mods is, depending on which ones you use, it's kind of like a personalised build for you. So for example, where most people would probably build range and power strength for Banshee, I've gone for efficiency and range, and negative in strength and duration. Because that's what works for me, you know? Also, I'd like to point out the stun effect of the silence of Banshee. When I was leveling her up, I was with a random squad in Sanctuary Onslaught, and we made it to, I think it was zone 11 or 12, and that was with minimum effort. The only reason I left is because Banshee was maxed, and I had to put another form on her. But it was quite fun, you know? Get out of here, sprays. Honestly, I got nothing else to say about Banshee. This build is just absolutely perfect for my playstyle with her. Moving around, being able to stun an entire region, or zone I should say, and nuking enemies when I need to. It's just so nice. So, silence, soundquake. So zone 4 and 91 efficiency. The only other Warframe that has achieved over 90 efficiency to this point is Saren. I think Atlas was about 60 or something. One thing I will say though, the Phantasma is really competing against the Corinth as my favourite shotgun. Much like the Corinth, it's just so good for many things. And the one thing I actually found out about the Phantasma is, unlike normal shotguns, it doesn't have any damage fall off. So its beam can go the full 20 meters and still do the same damage as it would be up close. Yeah, man. Stop. Sit down. Let's get a bit of sonar.
My warframe is strong.
One thing that, when I was researching what I wanted to do with Banshee, many people were saying this augmentation for Soundquake was actually rubbish. Honestly, I don't know what they were talking about. And in typical fashion, we're going to stop it here.
To the conduit now.
I don't know what they were talking about. This augment is amazing. I don't know what the professional Banshee players think of it, but
You are running out of time.
honestly,
Enter the data conduit.
I think this makes Banshee a bit more playable for me. Because of Banshee's squishiness, her being locked in that animation of Soundquake. Like, you were gonna die if you got shot in that animation. However, with this augment, you can just boom, and if you are being shot at, you can move, then just go boom again, and just rinse and repeat if need be. Honestly, this build for Banshee feels absolutely mwah. Like, it feels fluid to play Banshee. Before, when I used to play Banshee, it felt a bit clunky. But now she feels fluid. She feels her powers seem to synergize with one another. Honestly, I love this build. Besides from Saren, I think this is probably my favorite build so far. But I've jabbled on for long enough. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Let's say bye, Banshee. Bye bye, guys. Oh, FYI, the next Warframe will probably be either Limbo or Vault. But that'll be for next time. Ta-ta now.